Greetings everybody from the lovely country of Turkey. My name is Kanka. I hope your day is a good day, and I hope it becomes an even better day. And today, the version 1.0 update for M.A.S.S has been released, and we're gonna start over. Chapter 1 Uprise. You arrived at the building, quite small by the standards of private military companies' headquarters you have seen in other shelters, but this is where you will be for the future. It's your own PNC that your friend proposed to create with their funding, a proposal you can never decline. Taking a step inside, you navigated small hallways into a large room. A woman was waiting for you with her determined smile. Welcome back. I'm sorry I did not send someone to pick you up. I was busy with final checks for the insurance purposes. Looks nothing like when we started the construction, right? Can't believe a linear paid for all these advanced machineries and technologies. Her clear, concise voice greeted you the moment you stepped inside. Reina's the PMC assistant as well as the great combat handler you have known for a long time. He has been training under the Handler program while you yourself was under the pilot program. If not for the other name mentioned, a linear, you both would have been working under the WDF in different departments. A linear specifically asked you both to form a new private military company with her. Perplexing as it may be, you agreed to be its sole pilot. The commander of this whole shenanigan with Reina as your assistant, your handler, and much more. Working tirelessly to make this a possibility, attending orientations and a special curriculum for PMC commanders, you have been away for months at the WDF headquarters situated half the world away in Shelter 1, one of the 12 last safe havens for humanity in this battle against the Quarks. A strange name in itself, Shelters, you only learned of its importance as you grew up in this Quark-invaded world. A place of safety where humanity can still live without fear. A dome-like bright veil of light hovering far above and stretching as far as the eye can see across the expanse. Huge, tall, ever-standing walls mounted with turrets and an ammunition factory, solar plants and batteries on the edge of that veil, large structures with heavy machineries and mass units in between the walls and the city itself. These are all humanity is left with after decades of battle with the Quarks. Alas, no defense is perfect against invading Quarks. One shelter was finally breached and destroyed a few years ago. Even with its layers and layers of defense systems, the Quarks' attack of unprecedented scale can still topple everything down. That's what humanity had learned from the destruction of Shelter 13. You were never there in person, but your mentors still talk of it till the day you left. They were still researching and creating contingency plans for another one of those attacks in the future. That is why PMCs are situated either by themselves or the WDF in every shelter. Alenia has set yours in Shelter 7. While the place is considered safe and popular for newer PMCs far from all the red zones, dangerous areas situated as conquered by quarks and unsafe for any human activity, the reasons are far more personal. I guess I should mention now, I'm gonna get a tutorial done and then upload this video as it. This is a shelter where the three of your friends met each other. Reina and you were rescued from a shelter you did not remember and were a member of an orphanage. Alenia was a lost child that found herself here before her parents came and took her back home. Such a place filled with memories. How was the trip back here from Shelter 1? Well, you're standing here, so that means nothing went wrong, fortunately. Yeah. You can see, almost everything is 100% operational and ready for deployment, even the catapult. I don't know how much that thing costed here or how she had enough money to pay for one. Reina mentioned the mechanical marvel that was attached to the end of your headquarters. With how much power it used, it was placed quite a distance away from the main building to prevent any possible mishap. I guess I'll get the tutorial and the first mission done. Still, a method that could send your M.A.S.S units to places as far as half the world away in a few hours was a technological piece not every PMC owns. You had already come to terms about your friend's mysterious motives or the source of her wealth after lengthy explanations of how she would pay for everything. You knew she was wealthy on a level you would not understand. During the weeks she lived at the orphanage, you'll come to learn about the gap between the rich and the poor, the ones with everything and the ones without anything. Even in this world where one could call it apocalyptic, centuries of rebuilding after the last World War devastated the world, and after the corpse incident, class disparities still exist. In this shelter alone, you could see people who lost most of their wealth living in government-provided housing, while those that still found a way to push forward in life had their own places in residential areas. While not as much before, there are still people who look down upon others' mishaps. But that all is none of your issue. You are currently here in a building you owned through the funding of a friend. Construction was faster than expected, so there's nothing much left to supervise now, Commander. But you'll need to test out the pilot fleet and familiarize yourself with our M.A.S.S, even though it's just a standard unit you have been piloting all the while in your training program. Oh right, there's one last thing I need to ask for. A name for our own private military company. I have decided to leave it alone until you came back, but it's a requirement, so the WTF had been nagging me for a while now. It's good we had our M.A.S.S as a referral and they let us slide, Commander. Please tell me you did not forget to think upon. You did not. Right? Reina took her tablet and rotated it facing towards you, gesturing for you to type it out and cite it. Put a good name for it. I'm just gonna name the fact, as it were. As in, Climate HSU to Climate Military Company 1. Okay, I'll be sending all these files to our mentors at the WDF. They will surely approve it. For now, please follow me to the mission briefing room. Queen is doing a final tuning on your control system and she wants you for a final test. Reina said that as she moved towards the briefing note. That's where she set up her office in a small building. You leisurely followed her through a short hallway, reaching a room with monitors on one side showing a large digital map of the world, graphs, calculations and texts of unprecedented amounts, and an elevated platform with desks full of documents on the other. Your mentor once told you, no matter how far technology has come, people still tend to perform some tasks on things like paper. This crew of yours seems to be one of them, being the message stack and stationaries right beside. It also provides you tampering of data depth, but that's not something seen often. Looking around, you notice a childlike person plugging away at a large panel right beside a complex machine resembling a seat. She had noticed your presence as her hands slowed down to a stop. Hello, Commander. I have just finished doing the new control system. You're just in time. This is Queen Dahlia, one of the youngest crew members who's working as a piano developer, researching and looking into new methods to enhance your M.A.S.S unit. Elenier mentions she is the grandchild of your head engineer in a crew introduction document she prepared for you. It seems the grandfather was a renowned engineer in the past, and even though he wanted to just live in retirement, Elenier was able to pursue his employment through various conditions. One of them was that I don't know what the hell happened there, found any education for One of them was that you'll fund any education for Quindolia and provide housing for any crew members who wanted to just stay within the PNC perimeter, so they don't need to travel to and from work. Coincidentally, Quindolia, as young as she is, does not wish to loiter around freely. Living with him for as long as she remembered, Quindolia was inspired by her grandfather and self-studied her way into M.A.S.S units, modification, and everything it required, be it mathematics, science, or engineering. But without strength, her grandfather prohibited her from messing around with hardware and heavy machinery. Resigning herself, she gained her position in your PNC where she could work alongside her grandfather instead. And nothing short of a genius, she committed herself to security development specialist, reading through hundreds of thousands of documents from the WDF and setting up this whole place for the purpose of adapting new technologies for your M.A.S.S unit. On a final note, Reina told you that she allowed everyone to just call her Queen for the ease of it. We took another glance at the pilots, and being given to a M.A.S.S control unit that can come in the form of a speed, a frictionless tracking device, neural headgears, or other specialized devices. What's left is to test it out in the combat simulator before we're sure it's ready for an mission. I have input all data to simulate our M.A.S.S frame already, so what you're controlling will just be like the real thing. I want to collect every kind of data, be it efficiency, durability, anything to make sure this thing works correctly. As well as your data commander, you need to get familiar with its controls. Right, I have also just finished sending all the papers to our mentor. They should be reviewing it, and if approved, they will forward it to the WDF for us. So to simulate a real combat experience, I'll be your handler in the simple exercise commander. Commander, if you may, please take a seat at the pilot simulation. Before I continue, I'm gonna go for a glass of water. Okay, story time.
Mission start.
Okay.
Mission clear.
Can't believe that we're finally here, man. How is it, Commander? Our control systems and the mass train. It's pretty good, I'll tell you that much. Good, right? Queen modified it herself. I can't wait to see it using the real thing. The test results came out quite good, but now I'll need to adjust them accordingly and transfer all data into the system in time. Well, I'll continue with my work. Thank you for your cooperation, both of you. Okay. Alright, Commander, I'll head back to my room first. Come and visit it. I'd like your input on the development directions we're taking. Also, Wolf and Uncle Kale came in to check on the final test. They said you should check out something out with them as well, so don't forget to visit them. Pause. You walked into the sole room Quindolia was assigned to. In your opinion, it's much more of an office, built with monitors of varying sizes and functions, with metal arms holding large amounts of electrical and mechanical apparatus around the office. One could say it's a messy room, but the owners of these kinds of rooms know where everything is placed, and no others should try to clean or move in. In this certain case, the owner is moving her hands non-stop, even faster than when you have found her working in the pilot area. Father smiling a bit to herself, but noticing the camera on her face turned stoic as she always had. Trying to hide her excitement? Probably, yeah. Welcome, Commander. I finished adjusting the pilot area moments ago. I was reading up on the available technologies that we can acquire from the WDF, researching them should allow us to utilize and customize our M.A.S.S unit to a piloting style more. You already know this, but I can help you develop new technologies for your M.A.S.S here in this. They will improve the performance of a M.A.S.S unit and will help you do missions without fail. Do not neglect paying for research and development. After I finish their plans to our engineering, they will make it for you. You can have Uncle Kale help you do M.A.S.S at any time. I have brought up the development tree for you here, so take a look at the notes and see interest. We don't have the resources to do any of them yet. So, M.A.S.S builders use a development and tuning. This may unlock. As you enter a large room near the hangar, you are greeted with smell of fumes and paint, where your engineers picks their outfit, with all the differing designs of metal and chemical works lying around. A young man yelling and laughing with the crew turns towards you. Yo, Commander, did you have fun with it in that simulator? Since we got a standing unit, the pilot should have all the basic data input into it already, but we have been messing with the unit non-stop. We asked Quindolia to fix this. But we've been messing with the unit non-stop. We asked Quindolia to fix this before we got back. This young man right here is another of your crew. Elenia did not mention much about him, but he's a trusted apprentice, aforementioned grandfather of Quindolia. Well, after all that though, did you like the designs of it? Yeah, man. This standard mask we got for you. Wait, you don't need to answer that. I have not met a single person to not make modifications on the unit. Not have something you want to do in your head already. Don't worry, my team and I will always be ready to discuss your ideas. Can't wait to see what's in that head of yours. On that note, we've got some standard parts available. If you're confident, check them out and start working immediately. Game, I don't want it. Moving on to a room filled with lots of wirings and power tools in the hangar itself, you heard loud footsteps behind you, but before you could turn, a large hand had already smacked onto your back. If not for your protective gears, that would have hurt a lot. Oi lad, if you go down there and perform like you simulated, we'll have it easy without the need to repairs. And finally, the head engineer, the renowned person who came out of retirement by the community board of Elenier, the one who's a mentor to most of your engineers including Wolf, the one they called Uncle Kale. His large frame and height would tower over most people, giving him an intimidating presence that contrasts the jolly demeanor of a doting grandfather. During your introduction months ago, Kale mentioned he survived the days where mass units did not exist yet, but nothing anything more. Recalling the stories of your mentor, you understand the gruesome sights he must have seen and why he didn't want to talk about it, so you never pressed further. But lad, I want to talk to you about the performance. The frame moved as you expected to? Yeah. You see, aside from hardware stuff and decorations, we engineers here in the base can help with another M.A.S.S provided you have technologies for us. Changing engines, installing new control schemes, attaching new mechanisms to your unit. We'll see that it's best suited for your piloting style. Remember though that each piece of hardware can only be tuned up to a certain way, and we can't have everything. Regardless of how tuning works, we engineers classify each development branch into main units and subunits. Each main unit provides slots where we can put in subunits. For engineers and operating systems, we can put in subunits of different levels together. Architectures and techs are different beasts though. Techs will provide special abilities to their M.A.S.S unit, but the only ones with the highest level will work if the subunits have similar abilities, unless the manual says that they can work together or back. Just come ask me if you want to tune stuff some way. Alright, lad? I need to go to the first mission. Yes, sir. Alright, I'll call the commander immediately. Ah, you came at a good time, Commander. Well, the mission it is, right after we sent in our name. Guess they had something around the area waiting. Our data was just running on the main mountain so they can brief us on the objectives for the mission. Hello, Agent Kunai. Sorry for the wait. Our commander is ready. You can start reading. Okay, thank you very much, Reina. And hello there, Commander of I'm Kento Murakami, an agent of the WTF. My call sign is Kunai. No matter why are you laughing, it's a formal conversation with you to do everything by rules, not to skip the introduction. Just like you always were, aren't you? You're a commander now, you need to abide by rules. Kunai showed the slightest smile he could. He's a stern guy that helped train you when you were learning the rope to being a pilot. You always thought he's an unsociable person, but it's actually just too secret in his works. That smile is something you don't see often from a guy like Kunai. Back to the missions, we have reports that one of the main signal broadcasting for the North Pacific unit has malfunctioned. That station is located in the inner areas of Ismail Canyon. It's reported a few days ago and we just don't have someone available in the area until now. Ismail Canyon, that place sounds familiar, right? It's an old abandoned bunker from the old days. There's no human living in the vicinity. We still use it as a signal broadcasting station. That is until today. The WDF had plans to send a meeting down there to fix it, but we need to be sure it's safe to do so. And that's the gist of our mission. Correct. We would like you to destroy any quarks in the area so we can send in our maintenance. From the looks of it, there will be quite a few, as they have detected a spike in void energy before the signal was cut off. Okay, that's all the briefing of this mission. We can start the operation as soon as you're there. We'll wait for your reports. Be careful and good luck here. Thank you very much, Agent Kunai. We'll report it as soon as possible. Briefing over. Sounds simple enough, Commander. I think Quinn is almost finished with our final setups. Whenever you're ready, we can take on the mission. You look at the pilot seat located in the middle of the braking field. This is the moment of truth. This is your first official mission for your fiancé. Taking a seat in the system will link you to your M.A.S.S and you'll be launched into the battlefield as the first step towards helping humanity. So first, easy.
Systems check completed. Launch process initiated.
I'll get the mission on and that'll be it for the video.
Arriving at destination. Engaging combat protocols. Mission start. Large group of enemies incoming. Mission objective updated.
Okay, let's see if we can do something.
Multiple enemies have been found. Mission objective updated.
Okay, let's hope there isn't that much damage. Okay. Yeah. What the hell's going on now? Oh, it's a boss. Right, I'll kill you.
Wrong threat. Highest level detected.
He must have heard. He must have heard of the. He must have heard of the Flash before school sale going on over at Kutayamut Death Fish Delivery Services. Okay, he's vulnerable now. All new cure.
Mission clear.
Okay. Completed research. If you complete research, whether you completed during the course of a mission or completed research can be reacquired, I guess you could say, and generate additional funds. Moving your hands around for more than a few minutes, you finally finish setting up your M.A.S.S ring to return to base on autopilot. It would take at most a few hours to reach where you are in the mission area. Welcome back, Commander. You did great out there. Everyone at the base was excited with your mission. Uncle Kale is very relieved to see it went well. Would you mind meeting with him for now? Oi lad, I see you are in good condition after that first mission. As a veteran, it's always good to see the pilot doing fine. In the old days, where we still needed to get out there and risk getting injured with all the void particles, I would wear a protective suit and have you run by the doctors before anything already. Those things teach you a lot, I tell ya. I remembered Kale telling you before he joined the company that he was one of the very 15 frontier engineer that was working alongside the M.A.S.S with pilots inside them. He sometimes jokingly say that they had to remove pilots crippled from the void particles from their M.A.S.S. Now it's all long-range controls. If only we were able to invent all these earlier, more of the pilots would have survived. In your history lessons, you have once thought saw footage of large construction machineries defending a building against bots. It is said that old men and women pilot these things to stall for time, and the only thing they could recover were these machineries to be cleaned and rebuilt. So I can assume you went perfectly fine. Was afraid the RF feedback transmission system will hurt you. But think these things stand tall with just mind damages. Yeah, I was too worried about you, lad. Or maybe it was because Queen Dahlia's sound worked. You may be right. That grandchild of mine was a genius after all. But you know, being a person of my age, I don't want guys like doing this, working hard. Should have a more entertaining child. And that means you as well, Commander. If I ever see you work too hard, I'll smack some sense into you and I'll rain and lock you up in the treatment room. Oh, sorry about my eyes. I just want to see you in the flesh after all the footage. These my worries were for nothing. You looked as healthy as ever. It felt good to come out of retirement to this. Thanks, lad. Now I'll need to continue my work. Seeing guys like this, I'll need to train better engineers so we'll work better. As soon as the old man came for it, he vanished into the crowd of engineers cheering. You smiled. Is this what a successful mission feels like, eh? It has been a few days from your last mission. You have been thinking about the Tails Wars last time, and now that you got some time without any missions, working hard on getting things better on the ground. With the last mission showing how things can turn out and what your preferred style are, your crew members are adjusting themselves to your needs without fail. Working more with everyone helps. Have you been dead set on becoming a pilot that just follows orders from the WDF? Now that you've got much more responsibility than you need to learn from the WDF, which means now you have got a lot more responsibilities that you need to learn from every aspect possible. Commander, there's missions posted by the WDF requiring help from anyone who's available. By my calculations, we will still be making profit and it will be beneficial to every side. I'll meet me at the mission briefing room when you're ready. I'm gonna go to the toilet. Okay, that'll be it for now. Bye. Okay, that'll be it for now. See you guys in the next video.